This week on the Upside Down Show, outspoken and seasoned journalist Paul Adam Ochiri sits down with Frema Edunyame for a bold and revealing conversation from political neutrality in the media to matters of law and national discourse.
People believe that a journalist shouldn't take sides.
But why so? Why should journalists be? Why shouldn't lawyers be neutral? Why should a journalist be neutral? Journalist is like anyone else.
Did you want to be a lawyer at some point, or you just needed the knowledge?
Yes, I studied law. I have a law degree from the University of Ghana as an LLB.
Okay.
I was the second batch of the postgraduate students in 2001.
Okay. So where did all those stories come from?
It's people. It's up to them.
He speaks candidly and without restraint.
If I'm not a lawyer, Kwame Ahoy, they call him law professor, he too is not a lawyer.
Are you going to watch the World Cup in the US? Will you go?
I am still not used to a World Cup being played in different countries. I like to watch World Cups in England. In 2002's World Cup, I watched in England.
England is the home of
set up
football.
Trafalgar Square.
Yeah.
They will set up all of those beautiful places.
So will you go this year? Are you thinking about it?
That I would want to. I'll see the Ghana-England game at home. I'm planning to have people with me to see it.
Make a date this and every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Welcome back. This is Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV. It's now time for us to tell you about some really exciting things happening here, after which we bring you the news review segment. And it's really a joy for us to announce that the coming month of June is going to bring all the really exciting and the important lowdown as far as your business news is concerned. So we have what we've dubbed here the City Business Festival, happening this month of June, the whole month. Really exciting programs, very interesting other initiatives will be happening during this period, and we are looking forward to it. But I mean, most particularly the on-air series, and of course the festival itself will have a very, very big more like a forum to discuss very important issues as far as the business community is concerned. So it's taking place from the 1st to the 30th of June 2026 right here at Channel 1 TV, and of course on City FM as well. And we are very, very pleased to announce Absa Bank, MTN Group, Petro Trust, and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited as our sponsors. This is in partnership with Absa, of course. And we are open for partnerships, for sponsorship, and for collaboration, right? So if you are watching right now and you want to be a part of this, you can call the number 0205-973-973 for more details. But it promises to be really fun. And yesterday we were talking about the fact that there's an addition to this year's event.
Yes, there's an auto show.
Which is the Auto Show Expo, right? And personally, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Of course you are.
For all the very different sectors, subsectors of the business community, we've got you covered, whether it's finance, whether it's fintech, whether it's the auto industry,
agribusiness,
whether it's agribusiness as well, you know, the financial markets, all of it. We have a plan for you. And if you are just interested in investments and understanding how to grow your investment portfolio and all of that, this is the show for you. So you know what to do. Just be a part of it. Look forward to our conversations, and I'm sure you won't be wrong for it.
No, you won't. Definitely not. City Business Festival, 1st to 30th of June, a whole month dedicated to businesses. And that auto show is something that you should all look forward to. You can come and buy a Chinese car. Have you discussed that on your show, the influx of Chinese vehicles?
I have not, but what I have discussed is more like trying to understand a newer model of vehicles.
Okay.
Right? And the conversation veered a little into
those.
Yeah,
right.
But I'm trying to do a debate, actually.
A debate?
Oh, yes.
Between whom and whom?
Oh,
no, you don't want to give us details. We should wait
I
for
have
it.
a few people in mind who
Okay.
would come and debate in favor of cars from Europe, cars from Asia, and cars from Africa. They encounter Caribbean.
Oh, Kantanka. Why?
I hear you, no problem. But my show, we are debating cars from Europe, cars from Asia, and cars from America.
Okay.
You can come and sit on the show and
cars from Ghana.
So you can come and sit on the show.
I
and
don't
debate
make the cars. The
okay,
people
then-
who
then
make
let's
it.
end it there.
There's a Kantanka automobile shop
it.
at Achimota. So yeah, we can go there and get them on board as well.
They
So
can
they
do
can
what?
make an argument for cars made in
What
Ghana.
argument are they going to make?
Cars made in Ghana.
That what? That what?
They're well. It's okay. Because I'm not gonna let you drag me there.
On my
it's
show,
okay.
I'm discussing cars from Asia,
Asia.
cars from Europe, and cars from North America.
America.
Self before be North America. So
Okay.
I beg, if you want to discuss, I mean, to be fair, if Kantanka wants to make an input, I'll definitely give them an opportunity.
Course.
Right? But hey, we'll see how that goes. So a big shout to Absa Bank, MTN, Zondatech Ghana Limited, and of course Petra Trust.
All right. And don't forget the numbers to call 0205-973-973 for further details on the upcoming City Business Festival. All right, it's a great time to go onto our online portals and see what the news is about. Oh, you didn't do Blanksons? Let me quickly do that. So the Blanksons is Channel 1 TV production, and we're talking about a drama series about a family and all their shenanigans and all the laughter. And so if you are looking for a place to, laugh, definitely tune in every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. right before CNR, so that you can laugh your hearts out. And the Blanksons is 7:30 p.m. as I said, and it has a lot of repeats throughout the week. Fridays 11:30 a.m., Saturdays 7 p.m., Sundays 4:30 p.m., Tuesdays 3 p.m., Wednesdays 5:30 p.m. Proudly sponsored by NASCO Electronics, Lizzie Shuttle Out Insecticide Coil, and Everpack.
Yesterday I shared a story around, and maybe in the coming week you should get them on the show. So I think 4 years ago, Caleb was out and about, doing his own thing, and I'm friend to Caleb Kuda, our colleague on the City Breakfast Show every Monday to Friday, and he met a young girl. Yep, who was hawking in traffic.
For a while, I thought you were talking about his other ordeal, but yes,
nope,
go ahead.
Nope. So, in the course of doing his work, his journalistic work, he met a young girl who was hawking in traffic, selling something. Maybe like some fast-moving thing.
It was Abolo.
Abolo, yeah.
We met her at the same spot before she started school. But yes, go ahead with the story.
So, long story short, Caleb would meet the young lady, speak to her. He would find out she's an SHS graduate, had a really decent score in the WASI, but due to circumstances, had to resort to selling Abolo to keep the family afloat. And as divine providence would have it, Caleb told the story of this young girl. It touched a few hearts, and by the grace of God, she secured a fully funded scholarship to Ashesi.
Yep.
And yesterday was their graduation for the young lady, and I've been really thinking about it the whole time, because in that little gesture, maybe to Caleb, he was just doing something little, right? But that little act of kindness, because he didn't owe the girl anything.
No, he didn't.
That little act of kindness has changed a generation forever. And no offense to sort of universities we have here. I went to Legon, right? But for me, it's a Chelsea we are talking about, where there's a certain degree of certainty about your job prospects, right? And not
The
just any job, And of course, we also know how easy it is for them to further their education in a much better university. So the story touched me in many ways, because I've also come to accept a truism, maybe according to only me, that in this life, you know, what is meant for you will surely come to you. As much as that is true, it is also important to know that there are angels in human form, right? And I made a resolution yesterday to myself to say that, see, if something good is coming your way, you know, it is not your hustle or your stress or the giddy or the takashi that you do that will make it come your way. What is yours will eventually find you if it's indeed God's will for you, right? So I've been left really inspired by the story.
Yeah.
Right? When the thing happened initially, I wasn't quite, but seeing her graduate, seeing the whole family around her, and Caleb still
remember my memory of that story is when Caleb like the offers were coming from different schools, and everybody on social media was giving their input as to which of the schools she should choose. And initially she settled on another school, and everybody on social media was like, no.
Really?
We eventually became like family, everybody, you know, vouching for her, and then we all said, no, she has to go to Ashesi because the prospects after Ashesi are amazing.
Yeah.
And yes, I also went to Central University, but Charlie, the truth is the truth. And I'm so happy. I saw the pictures yesterday. I'm like, wow. Caleb has changed her family, her entire generation, Charlie. That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's good, but he used
That's
Caleb.
amazing. And she's not the only one that Caleb has written about. And he's gotten the person into school. There's another one in DTI whom we're also waiting to graduate. Yes.
And it's the same Caleb.
Yes, the same Caleb.
He has that grace.
Yes, he has that grace.
I want to use this morning
Caleb's
to really
grace.
celebrate Caleb. He's an amazing guy. I've known him for many years. And
good job.
I mean, I posted about it on social media, and the comments and the testimony about him for me was heartwarming, right? So, yeah. And think about it. What are the odds of selling a bowl in traffic and graduating from Ashesi? Right? What are even the odds of meeting some random journalist who would recommend you? So, you know, I've come to really appreciate life in a different way.
I remember we traveled that stretch, me and a few colleagues of mine. We went with Fred Duho to explore that region one weekend, and we parked at the same spot. And at that time, she hadn't started school yet. And we met her. And she's the only one we would buy from. So I'm sure we made the other hawkers a bit annoyed, but you know, who cares? We were all looking for her in particular to buy from, even though I don't think we even ate as much as we bought, but we're just excited to have met our little celeb whom Caleb had written about on social media. And despite the fact that she had secured admission into Ashesi, she was still selling at that point.
And to support family, your brother are going to school doesn't mean that.
Doesn't mean that you should stop.
You know, so
yeah. So kudos to Caleb. You're doing amazing, and I'm sure his inbox is flooded with others seeking support in one way or the other.
So I would just want to urge the rich men in this country, right?
To do the same. But they could be doing same, but how would you know?
So they should let us know and I'm not saying when they go and do good, they should kind of tell us, but there are different ways they can go about it, right? So you can establish a fund, an education fund, to say every year, I'm supporting 50 brilliant but needy students, right? So you come to Legon, you are being taken care of. And they should stop this Moe, Charlie, somebody's birthday, then you are bringing Moe.
On that
this
note,
is Moe 8706.
ChannelOneNewsOnline.com.
It is $10,000.
I won't go there with you. I won't go there with you this morning.
It's a very important point.
I will not go there with you this morning.
It's a very important point because elsewhere in developed countries, right, there are foundations that take care of that. Some rich man dies somewhere. He donates all his wealth
to Harvard,
to higher education, right? And they create a fellowship, they create a foundation that take care of people like that. So I think our elites in society, they should do same. And I'm joking about it, but it's actually a very serious point, right? You can throw a lavish party, but what's your contribution to national development?
Maybe they're doing it in other forms, but they just don't want it out there. I mean, until recently, Ibrahim Muhammad's, things that he's been doing, it's probably because cameras are following, or because of, probably he does it on
he's
the
a
side.
philanthropist, so fine, and I get
So
that.
you're just saying other
he's
people
done
should come on
quite
board.
some work in
I'm sure
helping
they're
people
doing
with
it,
their
but they're not
healthcare,
seeing.
financial healthcare needs and all of that. But like the other elites, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and you know what? He supports widows.
Who?
The elites that you're talking about, the one who received the thing.
Oh, I beg you. Oh, but let me be clear. No, but he even built he is my kind of example.
Yeah,
and I'm
he
friends
built
with
a
Dr.
whole.
Sapon.
Yeah.
He is great, right? And you can tell between him and some other people. I think the kind of education he had set him apart. Yeah, because he built a 600 units block for a school. That is phenomenal. Right, so he actually ticks my box.
Especially when schools are complaining about accommodation challenges for students and all of that.
I'm saying, ticks my box for the kind of people
and philanthropy that he
we
does.
want and expect as far as elites in Ghana are concerned. But there are other people, right? There are other people. They'll bring jaguar and tiger and things into the country and they are taking pictures. Let's be minded about the generation after us and what this future or the future of this country would look like when we are all dead and gone, right? So that's the word for this morning.
Okay. Amen.
Amen.
Channel1newsonline.com. STC promises 120 new buses and terminal delays. NSA pays March allowances to service personnel. Don't run down your own government over delayed appointments, as Duncan tells NDC faithful. This man, the thank you to okay.
Charlie, you go tell the people say, about me, I don't get any ideas, so we can go sit somewhere. But
he has ideas.
What's even a general chairman's, a national chairman's role in thanking people? Our president has thanked us already. When the president won election, he went to his office. He gave a very sweet speech. Nana Jiman also came to stand there, gave us a fantastic speech. He said they'll break the glass ceiling, So what is there to thank again? People want you to do the job. So Charlie, national chairman, I feel like there are more important issues you should be dealing with. But hey.
All right, Professor Poku Ajimaya, Africa must take control of technological future. Ghana's political system incentivizes corruption, according to Senyor Hosi. And backbone corruption must become an endangered species in Africa. Post IMF, Ghana must move from stability to sustainability, according to Senyor Hosi. Jude?
I'll take you to citynewsroom.com. Choose competence over ethnicity. Paul Afoko tells MPP, don't run down Mahama government over appointment. Sidun Ketia wants NDC. Congo Health Minister wants very high Ebola lethality rate as toll hits 80. And just like that, we are back with hantavirus and we are back with Ebola. May God's grace sustain us, because clearly, if you say I go to a long Ghana health service, the gloves that will work. Let me continue. I'm sorry. Long delays temporary. 120 buses coming. That's from the STC. Fiscal discipline key after IMF program. A Kumfi MP speaking there. Stop obstructing fire scenes. Ghana National Fire Service warns public. Aid to Akim Oda MP dies in fatal crash on Oda in Kwanta Road. MPP polling station elections manipulated at last minute. That's from the Juso MP. Professor Nano Pukwajiman pushes for greater African voice on UN Security Council. You mentioned the story. On the foreign scene, gunmen abduct over 50 school children in northeastern Nigeria. CityNewsroom.com is reporting. And there's also a story on the Ghana Health Service and their hantavirus preparedness. I mean, the truth is that, Charlie, you think God doesn't take care of us and it comes. The ambulance don't carry you when they get to the hospital. Charlie.
There'll be no beds.
They don't even come and watch you. So, Charlie,
they have changed.
Christian Council, let's pray. Muslims, let's come together and pray that these viruses, God, they what?
They have changed.
It is what?
Yeah.
No, say it to your chest.
They have changed.
They have changed. Oh, okay. Thank God.
All right. So are you done with City?
I am.
Okay, let me take you to graphic.com.gh. Stories you'll find. Wow. 7 Guinean stowaways hiding in rudder trunk of Belgian oil tanker arrested off the coast of Tema. Wow. Kumdi, Kabonwule, Lonto, Pajai, Gulubi to get new police posts, according to the DCE.
Are you sure you pronounce the thing like correct?
If I butchered the name, I beg you forgive me.
Are the people of those towns aware is their town you're mentioning?
Hey, my friend, behave yourself.
No, pronounce it again.
Kumdi, Kabonwule, Lonto Pajai, Gulubi to get new police posts.
Shall they add the region so that they know that at least they are the ones I'm referring to?
I have to open the story first. I did better than you can't understand me. More stories on graphic.com.gh.
Add the region.
I'll open it. I'm waiting for it to open. Professor Pokwajima calls for accountable governance at Oxford Africa Conference. Foreign Affairs Ministry to cancel incomplete passport applications after 2 months. And see the areas that will be affected by ECG's plant maintenance on Sunday, May 17. Donated tool enables Ghana Police to recover, deleted messages and trace digital evidence. Good. That's a good one there. 9 illegal miners trapped in abandoned Konongo mine shaft. And this is some of the stories you'll find. Senior IS leader killed on joint operation US and Nigeria say.
ISIS, right?
Yeah. All right.
And World Health Organization declares Ebola outbreak in DR Congo a global health emergency. And this story is 46 minutes ago on the BBC.com. Moving on to some other stories. Large-scale Ukrainian drone attack kills 3 in Moscow. This is from Russia. The Kremlin has said. Moving on, Hezbollah drone strike videos show evolving tactics against Israel as the war rages on. In Taiwan, they've been insisting it is an independent state after Trump warning. Tens of thousands join rival marches in London. Canadian from Hunter virus hit cruise ship tests positive. Right, but I've been listening to the experts on the Hunter virus, and they say it's not as contagious, or the spread is not as rapid as COVID was, right? But the only problem is, and I don't think they still found a cure for it. Yeah. So that's the problem.
I'm sure just as the scientists worked as quickly as they did for COVID, they'll probably do same for Hunter virus.
You know, you have a National Vaccine Institute in Ghana.
Yes, we do.
I would love to hear from them.
I don't think they've started producing anything, but it's a story that we can look into.
Since
please, I said I don't think.
On the health desk, you should know. Before put them on the line.
Before you go down that trajectory, I said I don't think. So Jude, in the coming weeks, I will find out. I beg you, before you go down that lane, because I know you too well. The way you sat up. Read your headlines. It's okay. Finish the headlines.
The abode is nice. The abode is really nice.
Amazing. And it's in a very good location too.
Yeah, so we can't do all that for you. I can't tell you that.
No, but it's running. But I said I don't know if they have started producing, because we wanted to produce our own COVID vaccines so that we don't have to rely on the West and all the things that were happening during COVID. Yeah.
I'm just saying this because I know you have very fantastic people running this, right? You know, very, very smart and intelligent people. So we are hoping that they can come up with something that will protect the populace, right?
Yeah.
Because this is clearly disturbing as far as the global health economy is concerned, and generally our health, really. All right, so these are the big stories on. I want to bring you very brief excerpts of the Ebola story.
Oh, please do.
Because of just its possible implications. And I'm reading from the BBC. The World Health Organization declares Ebola outbreak in DR Congo a global health emergency. And the story says the WHO has declared an Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo a public health emergency of international concern. The agency said the outbreak in DR Congo's eastern Ituri province, which has seen around 204 suspected cases and 80 deaths reported, does not meet the criteria of a pandemic emergency. But it warned it could potentially be a much larger outbreak than what is currently being detected and reported, with significant risks of local and regional spread. The current strain of Ebola is caused by the Bundibugyo virus, the health agency said, for which there are no approved drugs or vaccines. Early symptoms include fever, muscle pain, fatigue, headache, and sore throat, and are followed by vomiting, diarrhea, a rash, and bleeding. The World Health Organization said there are now 8 laboratory confirmed cases of the virus, with other suspected cases and deaths across 3 health zones, including Bunia, the capital of the Ituri province, and the gold mining towns of Mongulu and Rampara. 1 case of the virus has been confirmed in the capital, Kinshasa, believed to be a patient returning from Ituri. The Global Health Agency added that the virus has spread beyond the DRC, with 2 confirmed cases reported in neighboring Uganda. Ugandan officials said a 59-year-old man died on Thursday, had tested positive. So it goes on and on and on and on.
That's unfortunate.
I think that what these news should do, or what their focus should be, is that when some of these stories break, our health systems here should be reinforced, right? So the health minister, I think he generally means well, but beyond the rhetoric, let's invest in healthcare delivery. We don't have the right machines even in place. We don't have a very well-resourced workforce. Doctors are always complaining, and to be fair, you can say what you want to say about them, but more often than not, they put their lives in harm's way for us, right? And our doctors do a fantastic job. I listened to Professor York, who is the GMA president, on the point of view with Bernard, and the whole time I was talking, I was like, wow.
Yeah, if you hear them.
You know, so I think that we need to support them. Of course, there are a few bad nuts inside. In journalism.
Yeah, a few bad nuts as well.
Fabia,
Safo. I'm sure you realize that. I'm a proverb.
So the point is that as Fabia some of the stories we witnessed in recent times will come out. But if there's an Eno in every house, there's also a Mensa in every house. So there are good doctors who are doing very well for us. And I hope that we support them and give them what they need, including better conditions of service. You see a politician's allowance. That is the dress allowance, no, is a doctor's who... We can't continue like that.
What did you eat this morning?
Cuckoo. I should say.
I like your inferences. You know, you have little inferences here and there. Okay.
They mix some, I'm sure.
Continue.
I'm going to the
Coco seller.
So yeah, then I'll share.
Coco news.
Because I don't know. So let's go on a break.
Let's go on a break.
Yeah. So we'll take a quick break. When we're back, there's more right on Sunday breakfast. Don't go away.
Your health is in your hands, but at some point, it passes on to us. At Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center, we believe that quality healthcare isn't a privilege, it's a right. Equipped with cutting-edge technology, we are fully prepared to effectively deal with all colorectal and proctological conditions. Our team of highly skilled doctors, surgeons, and nurses are renowned for their expertise in minimally invasive and painless laser, ligature, and longoproctological surgery. We are committed to providing a wide range of services to meet the diverse needs of our patients. Mintuba Hospital, your health, is our priority. Visit Mintuba Hospital today or call us at 0244 581 541 or 0271 054 204. Mintuba Hospital, in to serve a peculiar health need.
June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches from as little as 98 Ghana cedis live on SuperSport, only on GoTV.
Turn up your sound experience with the We Hear speakers by Lovi. From the sleek We Hear 1 to the powerful We Hear 2. And now the premium We Hear Pro. Fully endorsed by Kylian Mbappe. This is not just a speaker, it's a flexible, high-performance outdoor Bluetooth speaker built to bring your music to life anywhere. With up to 100 watts of music power, you get bold, immersive sound wherever you go. All available in stylish standout colors. Now the good news. From April 20th to May 20th, grab yours at a special discounted price. The We Hear 1 now at 400 Ghana cedis. The We Hear 2 at 900 Ghana cedis. And the premium We Hear Pro now at 3,800 Ghana cedis. Don't miss out. Call 020-195-7739 or pick up at the Atlantic Towers. You can also grab yours at Orange FM Kumasi, Plus FM or 3 Music TV in Accra. Number 12 Afunya Street at Belengpe. Don't miss out on this special discounted offer. It's the We Hear promo powered by Lovi. We Hear, feel the power, hear the difference.
Welcome back to Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Safo. We're going into our health segment. We're discussing keloids, what they are, what they do, and all of that. And we have Dr. Umkalson Zakaria Adam. She's a public health practitioner and a specialist maxillofacial surgeon to help us with that conversation. Do remember that it's always live and interactive, and so we'd love to hear from you, your questions for Doc. So do send that to 0204-447-033, 0204-447-033. Alternatively, you can use our social media. Just use the hashtag Sunday Breakfast, and we will read your questions out to her so she can answer it right here on the show. Doc, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Very well.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you too.
Great. Anything within the health sector that I need to talk to you about before
Plenty.
we start? Plenty.
Hantavirus, can it be
Hantavirus and
Ebola?
You
know, recently the health minister went to some place. I think the Kaswa mother and child.
Oh yeah, where he ordered for more staff.
Yeah, and people were like, hey, so people are, you can appoint people, you can direct people to go to job. You know, people are like, well, I don't know, because if there were people there you could have appointed to.
It should have been done.
Yeah, why do you have to wait for somebody to pass before you do
like
that? You know? So I don't know. But
like
Doc, Ebola, hantavirus, I don't know, maybe snap thoughts before you go.
On that. Okay, Ebola is very infectious. And at least I'm happy because I'm sure the health system that we have is capable of managing situations in terms of Ebola. It's actually the same thing, the training that most of the infectious disease units within different hospitals, that's what was used for even COVID, in the management of COVID. So I'm positive that we should be able to contain it if we should, but I hope it doesn't get
to that level.
But yes, it's highly infectious and you need you need isolation centers, you need PPEs, a lot of personal protective equipment, and you need to don from head to toe, even to go and then have any interactions with these patients who may need some high dependency units or intensive care units if the need be. So I'm positive with all that we went through during COVID times and even the first outbreak with Ebola, that we had to go through some level of training. I'm very positive that we should be able to, and we have the capacity to handle it.
I wanted to, and still in Ebola, before we quickly do the keloids, is that, is it because it pertains to only Africa? Is that why we're not seeing the urgency to create a vaccine of some sort?
It could be, because, most of the viruses or even most of these infectious diseases, some of them too do evolve.
Right.
So it's not one. So assuming you're even talking about HPV, you have a lot of them, about 300 and over.
Right.
So even with Ebola too, with time, the moment you get some immunity with it and then you are, then it changes. There's some mutation here and there. But I'm positive with time we should be able to get there one day.
Wow. Maybe a final question on Ebola, then we can move on the conversation. Do you also get a sense that we dropped the gun, right? And maybe, because when COVID came, there was a high level of, awareness as far as health workers, citizens, the public is concerned. Wash your hands before you go here, social distancing. All of that were enforced, but over time, the rules relaxed.
Yeah.
Now, I don't even have to wash your hand to enter certain places.
Exactly.
As a health worker, is it a worry for you?
Yeah, it is. It is, because it's important when it comes to personal, especially when it comes to hand hygiene. It's very, very important. It's one of the ways by which you can break the chain when it comes to transmission of diseases. And we don't need to relax on some of these things. So for me, even when I go for outreaches, I still do emphasize that hand hygiene, let's not leave it behind. We should always go with it. And cleaning of even the doorknobs and all of those at the beginning of the day. Each company, we should have that sanitized and have all the sanitizers. Let's not relax the rules yet, because we still do have problems, and if we do relax and we have to go back again, it becomes very difficult. But once it becomes a habit, then it's something that we just need to keep enforcing.
You should move with our sanitizers all the time.
Yes, you should have your sanitizers all the time, and then wash your hands when you see that it's visibly stained.
Right.
Perform proper hand hygiene.
Okay. All right, today's topic, keloids. What are they?
All right, keloids. So keloids, they are growths. So they are growths that are abnormal. And these growths usually do happen so maybe let me start with when you have a simple cut on the skin. So when you have a simple cut on the skin, what happens is that the body wants to repair. So how does it repair? We start off with different stages of the repair process. And the different stages of the repair process, the first stage is to be able to have something we call inflammation. So the inflammation would recruit all the blood vessels or all the cells there that would help with the healing process. So by that I mean the white cells would come in. If there's any infection, it would take care of it. If there's any debris or if there's any dead cells, it would be able to take care of that. The platelets would also be there to help stop the bleeding, so that all these cells will be there to be able to help with the healing process. Then the next stage will be the proliferative stage. So in that stage, what happens is that you have some granulation tissue forming, you have some fibroblasts, so those cells are the cells that will help with the repair. So they will lay down some collagen, and that collagen will then undergo some maturation or remodeling. So you have, we have different types of collagen. So we have type 3, we have type 1. So usually the type 3s are the ones that form, they are the early ones that are laid down at the site. And then eventually the remodeling will take place, where they will be replaced by, some of them will be taken away, and then they will be organized and then replaced by the type 1, which is much more resilient, and then it stays there, and then you end up having that scar becoming flat, and then it looks just like the skin around where it's happened. You get it? And then usually these scars follow what we call the resting skin tension lines. So those are the wrinkles, the normal wrinkles within our skin. Okay, the regular wrinkles that we have within our skin. So if you have an incision there, it goes, and then you may not even be able to perceive that scar. But when it comes to keloids, what happens is that there's an abnormality with this whole process that I have mentioned. So in patients who are at risk of developing keloids, you notice that there is excessive scar formation, and that scar would not lie within the confines of the wound. So if there is a wound, you see that it has gone beyond where the wound is, and it has become excessive, and you will see that it's an abnormal growth in that region. So most of the time, these keloids are very, very difficult to treat. Difficult in the sense that if it happens, and in patients who are at risk of developing it, it means that if you do want to do something about it, let's say do some surgery, the recurrence rate is very high. So that is why it becomes very worrying. And it's not cancerous. It's a benign condition. It is not cancer at all. It's a benign condition that happens. And this will bring us to the risk factors. So the risk factors, mostly it happens more in blacks. So people who do have yes, the melanin.
Because I've not seen a wife with a keloid
before.
Yes, so mostly it happens. So literature has it about 15 times higher. It happens 15 times higher in those with blacks or people who have dark skin compared to people who do not have the melanin. And that's partly as a result of the fact that it's related to something we call the melanocyte stimulating hormone, which we do have. Once you have the melanin, it does happen. So that's one of the risk factors. Another is that genetic predisposition. Some people do have, let's say, a mother or a father or a sibling may have had it before. So if you have it in the family line, there are some genetic predisposing genes that will predispose you to getting keloids. So those, once you have a family member who may have had it before, the chances are that you may also have it if you have any skin injury in that regard. So that is another risk factor. The other risk factor is the fact that you may end up having an injury. So let's say an injury to the skin. So injury in the sense that I would say that people who want to have multiple piercing. Okay, so people want to have multiple piercing. Maybe they have the first piercing and then the subsequent piercing, and then they end up with a keloid. Another could be that some injury, like in people who go for tattoos, or in people, maybe somebody may have had a burn in some part of the body as well. That may be another predisposing factor. Or even regularly, you may have gone for a surgical procedure, and in that sense, maybe that's the first time you may even notice that that particular scar will develop a keloid. So those are some of the risk factors, and some hormones also associated with it. So how do they usually would present? So there are some pictures that is going that I would want to speak to them. So the one that is here currently, you can see that. So I just mentioned in patients who do have piercings. So this looks, so you can see the ear there, and then you can see a huge mass around the ear lobule. So that huge mass there, this is as a result of a piercing, an attempted piercing, and then the healing process led to the keloid formation that we can see in this particular region. And mind, as for the keloids, they can happen in any part of the body once you have skin. But majority of them would happen around the ears, around the neck, around the back, your chest, your upper arms, and then the shoulder.
It's rare on the legs.
It is rare on the legs, but it does happen. On the legs. And even the pubic area as well. It can happen because of the use of. So this is a picture of a pubic area that we can see that has been shown in the background. So likely from razor, the use of razor, and then the person may have had several cuts, and eventually all of them resulted in the formation of these keloids that we can see. So they are benign, they are not cancerous, but then
But are they painful?
So certain times they are not painful typically, but then they can become very itchy. So very itchy because of the whole growth that is sustained even after the whole incision site has healed. But there's still some growth going on and leading to the formation of the keloids. So you may feel a little itchy in that area. And in certain times, the only time it may become painful is when it becomes infected. So there's some superimposed infection, and this is where we need to emphasize, because some people are not knowledgeable about it. So they would go and then apply all sorts of topical herbal medications on it. So if you apply these topical herbal medications on these keloids, you risk introducing some bacteria to the area, and then that can become an infection, and it doesn't make it better. Rather, it will make it worse, and you end up having bigger keloids than you started off with it. There are other pictures that we can show on different parts of the body as well. So once the pictures come in, then I'll speak to them.
Are they more common in?
Okay, there's another one.
So this like the back.
Yes,
Wow.
so
But this is very
the back.
intense.
Yes, so this is the back. You can see that the back and then the arms. So the back and then the arms are involved with different parts of it, and they are huge. So you can see in such a person, she may end up having not only physical trauma associated with it, but also it may affect her self-esteem.
Of course.
And then also psychologically, she may end up with some depression and all of those if it is not managed or treated. So this is the back. As I mentioned, they are commoner in these regions, and this is typical of one of them happening here. So as the pictures come, I would speak to them.
I had a question on whether it was more common in a particular gender than the other.
So research has it that you may find it more in males than females. You may find it more in
there a
males.
reason?
It's possibly, I would say that maybe because of risk of some trauma happening to, that particular gender, because of how they love to take risks, you know. So maybe behavioral, but then not necessarily anything, related to that.
So this is the chest?
So this another picture showing the chest. So this is the chest. You can see the anterior chest wall, and there's a huge mass there. It's even involving part of the breast when you go inferiorly, just in between the breast on that region. So there was a scar there, and this is somebody who has a risk of developing keloids and had ended up having some of the keloids forming on the chest region. So all these pictures are giving us an idea of the exact areas that I have mentioned. This another very typical, and commonly you see a lot of people walking around with these.
This,
So this one is the back. So just at the neck, with the back, at the back of the head region, or the occiput region. Where
And this is a very
that,
common type of
you will see a
keloids.
lot of males, some of them walking around with such benign growths at the back, and typically some of them may have had it maybe as a result of razor bumps, and then they have some cuts, micro cuts, and maybe it was manipulated, and they have the risk of developing keloids, and then before they could see that.
To think that rashes from an aftershave can cause this is quite scary. Is it removable?
Yes, it is. But we have about 65% chances of recurrence.
Oh no.
65%?
That's
of
too high.
recurrence, yes, which is very high. So that's why it becomes very, very we'll go through the prevention. Where once you know that you have developed one, then it means that you have to protect yourself so that you don't end up getting any other cuts. You need to reduce or not indulge yourself in any unnecessary surgeries. You know, if you can avoid it, do avoid it. So that you don't
is there
end up
anything like unnecessary surgery? Okay, BBL. BBL. Oh my God!
Yes.
No, it's necessary.
It's necessary for who?
No, it's necessary for the economy. Yeah.
informal economy.
But to be fair, a lot more surgeries are necessary.
Yes, necessary.
Yeah.
So those ones, the surgeons would take the precautions. But if they are just for cosmetic reasons and all of those, then you need to avoid them. So there's another picture that is showing. So this one is quite intense.
It is.
Yes, you can see that it's involving the ear, it's involving the jawline, it's involving the neck for this particular. So you can see that it's intense. I'm sure it may have started off from just the neck, and then the use of some of these topical herbal medications, and then it has extended all the way to this region.
But I'll be so annoyed if I had a BBL and I now have to deal with
Deal with
keloids. I got the point.
But Doc, I mean, involving his ears, I don't know what the other side of his face looks like. If it's spread there as well. But can he hear?
Oh yes, he should be able to hear. So this is just the ear lobule and then the helix that is involved.
Wow.
But then inside the ear should be fine.
Is there a genetic aspect of this, right?
Yes, so there is a genetic predisposition that I mentioned. So mostly it has to do with collagen producing cells. So if there's some mutation related to these fibroblasts or collagen producing or even inflammation, then you'd have that risk of developing these keloids.
So let's talk about the prevention. Because this is scary.
Yes. So the prevention basically would be, as I mentioned, lifestyle modification. If you do, but the sad thing is that you see certain times you don't even know until you may have gotten a cut and then you notice that, I'm at risk of developing.
I remember going for an upper lobe piercing with a friend, and that's when she developed keloids.
Exactly.
Like,
so the first piercing, nothing happened. But then the second one, then she develops it. So you may not know at all, but then on maybe attempting a piercing of your ears or a tattoo, and then you come down with it. So yes, so once you notice it, then you need to take those precautionary measures. So as I said, if there are any surgeries that you can avoid, please do avoid them. And then make sure that you are always protected. And if it has already developed, then you need to have the right form of treatment. So the right form of treatment would be that you need to go to the hospital and have it investigated and treated as it should be. So the treatment would be that there are several modalities. So you can have surgery to remove the growth. But surgery to remove the growth, there is a particular way that it has to be done so that you don't end up causing more injury, and that may end up developing new keloids. There are non-surgical ways of treating these keloids. So the non-surgical ways would be intralesional injections of steroids. So you can use your triamcinolone injections where you come in at certain times within the week where injection would, within the week. So maybe you have twice a week or 3 times a week.
For an injection?
Where you have
and
steroid.
what would the injection do?
So what it does is that it reduces the inflammation that is there. So it reduces the inflammation, and then it helps soften the sites. So it softens the keloid, and then it helps you when you go in to excise it so that you'll be able to excise without causing a lot of trauma to that region. The injection can also be used prophylactically. Let's say you need a surgery, but you know that you are somebody who is prone to developing these keloids. So what it is that after the surgery is done, then you do the injection at the site so that it prevents it from even starting in the first place. So those are the steroids that you can use. Other times or certain times you can also use what we call cryotherapy. So that's using some nitrous oxide or using some frozen nitrogen, where you would put in, it's just like cryotherapy, where you would put in that the cryotherapy agent into the lesion, and then it will cause shrinkage, and then eventually it can go. Otherwise,
how long would that last?
For those, so it's patient specific.
Okay.
And also it depends on the size of the keloid. Okay. If it's a small keloid, you would have to calculate the dose to give depending on the size of the keloid. So that's also it's patient dependent, and then also depends on the size of the keloid that you are looking at. So you'd have to calculate, and then you give accordingly. And based on that, the patient may end up having it. Other times, you can even do some low-dose radiation therapy or radiotherapy. And these ones would also go a long way to help reduce or kill some of the cells or the collagen, to help shrinkage. Eventually, then it's taken away. And then certain times, so some chemotherapeutic agents can also be used. So you can use now, with treatments, the current trends for treatments, you would have to do a combination of any of these that I have mentioned. So maybe you're doing some intralesional injections and then follow it up with excision surgically. So one or two of these non-surgical management modalities that are available, plus a surgical modality that needs to be done. So when it comes to the surgery, usually you would want to do, you don't want to excise everything. So you leave a thin margin of the keloid there, so that even if you put it together, you wouldn't have touched virgin part of the skin to cause another keloid to form. So there are different ways of managing, but the challenge is that 65% chances of recurrence, even when you're treating. So that's it.
There's some questions here for you. This one says, does the one around the private parts cause any negativity to your reproductive system?
No, it doesn't. But people have actually come to complain that maybe their partners are not too happy with where it is positioned.
Yeah, but what can you do about it?
So those are some of the things, but
supportive partners, ladies.
Yeah, so those are some of the challenges, and some ladies would insist that you have surgeries to remove them. So,
but if there's a 65% chance of it recurring, why go through that pain?
Exactly, but well, some still remove them. It recurs. It may even become bigger than what it was before, or some too would have it, and then these local non-surgical techniques would help, put it under control until the end of it.
Interesting. Another one. Hello, doctor. A few groups, this one sounds like a doctor. A few groups of people are walking around with skin overgrowths, especially at the posterior aspect of their neck. How will they know if that's just keloids or neurofibromatosis?
Okay, so neurofibromatosis is one of the what's the name, differentials when it comes to these keloids. It's one of the differentials for the skin, if you do have a growth on the skin or what have you. So most of the time you come to the hospital. When you come, undergo some investigations to be able to tell if this is, so it will start from your history. So a good clinical history will be taken. The growth will be examined. Once the growth is examined, then certain times you would have to do some biopsies where you take a little piece of it and take it to the lab where it will be looked at under the microscope, and then the diagnosis, the definitive diagnosis will be given to you. Then you can go ahead with the treatment. So yes, neurofibromatosis is a differential, a possible differential of some of these growths that do happen on patients.
I mean, it's been very, very comfortable listening to you, because I can imagine the kind of stereotypes really some of these persons suffer from. Just finally, before we go, is how do I even put it? The cure, right? Is there anything like a cure for it whereby you have some level of immunity from keloids? And I'm saying this especially for guys that shave a lot, right? Bearded guys, because it's become an aesthetic feature for a lot of people, keeping their beards on or having like a really trim. So some people shave even daily. I was shocked to hear that. So is there something we can do to be immune of a sort from it? Don't laugh. It's a serious question.
Unfortunately, no. There's nothing you can do. Once you have the black skin color, And then you are, so as I mentioned, so in the African Americans, Hispanics, that is where you definitely have most people coming down with keloids. So it's you knowing and then now taking precautionary measures, but there's nothing you can do to be immune to it. Yes, unfortunately. For now, as far as science can take us for now, maybe
Science can do everything. They should figure it out.
yes.
They should figure it
so
out.
That's what it is now. But it's worrying because a lot more people, especially when it is located in areas that is visible, so like the arms or the forearms, and then involving the jawline or involving the neck region or the ear or the earlobes, you notice that a lot more people will come in and say that I really need to get this taken away.
I feel
and some may have even tried herbal medications and it's become bigger and they are so worried about it. Now it's painful, it's infected, and they really do need something done about it because people are shying away from them even in social gatherings. People are, looking at them in such a way that they feel very uncomfortable. So it comes down to their self-esteem, their confidence, and even some may end up with depression. So really, it's a worrying situation that we find ourselves in.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kalsum. It's always a pleasure having you in studio, sharing very important insights on health-related conversations with us. And hopefully in the coming weeks, we can have you more as other important health concerns, become rife, particularly on hantavirus. So when people go enjoy cruise ships, now all of us have to suffer. Unfair, right? Anyway, Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you too.
Now we'll head straight to the Ketu South municipality because for residents there, the tidal waves is still a major concern for them. The lack of a sea defense wall is making their lives quite unbearable, and they have to continually deal with this issue. Our correspondent, Selassie Desmond Agor, filed this report.
Work is steadily progressing on phase 2 of the Blekusu Sea Defense Project in the Ketu South municipality to prevent further destruction caused by persistent tidal waves along the coast. But despite the intervention, several residents of Amutinu Salakope, one of the hardest hit communities, continue to reel under the devastating impact of recurring sea erosion and flooding. The tidal waves have displaced several families, destroyed properties, and disrupted economic and social activities in the community, leaving many residents stranded and struggling to survive. Some displaced residents now sleep in the open, exposed to harsh weather conditions, while temporary tents provided as shelters continue to deteriorate. Others have sought refuge in a small church building within the community. However, the arrangement has become difficult for both displaced persons and the church. Every Sunday, the affected residents are compelled to pack out their belongings to make way for church service and move them back in afterwards to spend the night. Kwele Saoki stays in one of such churches and spoke to Channel One News.
Otura kwata makamia marao ta mi ba chi chechi homa ya plano vinyo mi ba chi chechi homa mro mi lafia aka nyataro ji nya ba nyaha o wona na kukuku na nyaha ma dogwa mo chechi homa na ko shira gbero fere mo fona ngodo na gbe no we for maga foni ga konari ta kukemo la kwa vie.
Affected residents say a housing project started years ago to resettle victims of the tidal waves remain uncompleted, leaving many displaced families without permanent accommodation. Some of the displaced residents who spoke to Channel One News described the situation as unbearable, saying life is becoming more difficult with each passing day. They are therefore appealing to government and benevolent organizations to come to their aid with housing and other forms of support.
Ajo donvie anete kwami dai ma ba na mi te ko te pala tagbo da mi mlo ne nkana kana chi ba jai ko ara funa da fi ma na ba ale ka jo do me ji popo bi ara le nyam for na chi ba ja ma ba na na ba na funa nya ba su ka bi ba chaka
ko te kwa mi amro cha puo gbe ni to mi anwa ka gbaja nya mo ngo ba to jo cha mo fi mi amro mi mo pe
Manya mi o ko na mi teti mi babare mu ha maka ba chi jaja ba nyanto ha adum puna mi ko o to wo mo ko de amu.
The chief fisherman of the area, Emmanuel Tete, says beyond the displacement crisis, fishing activities which serve as the main source of livelihood for many residents have also been severely affected. According to him, fishermen are unable to go to sea regularly as their fishing nets often become trapped whenever they are cast into the sea due to the changes in the coastline and debris caused by the tidal waves.
We are no more fishing due to the debris under the sea, the broken houses, which were left under the sea. You cannot fish. You go to the sea at the peril of your own net. It will destroy.
Gideon Tete, a unit committee member for the Amutinu Salakope electoral area, says although residents appreciate the ongoing sea defense project, the humanitarian situation facing displaced families requires immediate attention.
Challenges that we have over here is a place to sleep, place to park our properties, place to lay down our heads, and as far as we are devastated, so many of us are having places to put our heads. The tent was given to us in some few months ago, but because of the rainy season and how the air is blowing very heavily, most of the tents get spoiled. So for now, people are still in the air. They don't have any place to sleep, and people are still going to the chapel. Even the small chapel we have over here that people are staying in, the air has taken some of the roofs away.
Despite significant progress being made with the construction of the phase 2 of the Plekusu Sea Defense here in the Agavechi Amutinu Salakope enclave, residents here are calling for the construction of more housing projects to accommodate them and prevent them from sleeping in the open. Reporting for Channel 1 is from Agavechi Amutinu Salakope in the Ketu South Municipality of the Volta region. My name is Desmond Lasiago.
Welcome back from that brief inset where we got to show you the devastating scenes in the Ketu South area. Still much a big problem for residents there. What we do know is that earlier in the year and even last year as well, one of the first things the president did when he assumed office as president was to head straight to the area to assess the previous work done by the administration, and in fact his administration in the first term, where they tried to build some sea defense wall. Now what we get is that government, or the government after the NDC government in 2012, also did some work but didn't cover the entire area, and our residents are faced with this. The regional minister, James Gunu himself, has been speaking quite actively on this matter, where he's been promising government interventions as far as the sea defense wall is done. There are also concerns around sun winning in some areas, which has exacerbated all of these concerns. But to put all of them together and give us some proper background to this is our colleague who filed this report, Desmond Selasiago. Good morning and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Good morning.
Great. So we do know that for this administration, right, by His Excellency President Mahama, they've taken some steps to fix this. Why is it still an enduring problem for the people in Ketu South?
All right, thank you. So about 2 or 3 saw rising tide coming into the inland once again. And this has been a challenge for these people in this area for a very long time now. As all despite work being progressive, work is ongoing very we are still seeing some bit of tide coming gradually. But we can believe that this is because of the rains we are experiencing in some few days. So, but for now, it has gone down, so everything is quite okay. Thank you. But what the challenge is currently is where the people have to see. So at the Selakope Abutulu Enclave, we have 2 sides. One at the other end of the sea, then the other 2 at the back of the lagoon. Those who were staying at the side of the sea have all been wiped out. All houses have been wiped out by the tidal waves. So these people have to now move to the other end, which is the lagoon side, to have their place of comfort or people now stay there. But anytime it's rains also, they are equally affected because it's a waterlogged area, so the water process is there.
Interesting.
Coupled with that, some housing projects started somewhere 2023, 2024, but for now, we're still not seeing them being completed. So this is also some of them now different, some different, some different buildings, and it's quite a challenging one for them, especially when we are experiencing rainfall in this season.
Hello. Yes. So, Desmond, if you are still on, can you talk to us around the sun winning situation in K2 South specifically? Because we are being told that it was quite endemic to a point where even commercial and legal sun winning was banned, and that ban will be later lifted in 2024. Would you say, based on your assessments in the area, that the ban, sort of reduced the rate at which the tidal waves were occurring? I don't know what you make of all of those concerns.
Okay, so the sun winning was not in the account. That happened somewhere in the Liverpool, Keta, surrounding. But because those people are at the highland, when they do that, it affects those at the lowland, which is the Agapeti, Lekisi, Kalakope, Aduna, and those people tend to be the victims of this pandemic, despite it not happening in their community. At Keta also, we have some key defense projects also there, the phase one. So the waves doesn't really affect those around the Keta area, but rather those at the downside, which is the Agapeti, But in 2024, as you said, there was a ban on the sun winning. So those processes have come to an end, despite we see some few people so engaged in that, but to a large extent, sun winning is this.
Hello,
We are not
Desmond.
saying that.
Yes, go ahead. We were struggling to hear you, but go ahead.
Okay, all right. So, to a large extent, the sun winning has stopped, but we are still seeing some few recalcitrant people still engaging in that. But I would say that is what is leading to the current of tidal wave. Some people have also told me that it's due to the wet ongoing. That's why we are still saying that still trying to battle with the coastal defense being put in place. But for that, I can't really confirm whether it's or not unless the technical people come in to confirm that.
Desmond, with this report that you submitted, I see that the residents have taken shelter in makeshift structures, as well as, I don't know if that's a church or a school, but talk to us about that. How long have they been in those structures? And I also know that they're calling for support for the reconstruction of their homes. Tell us a bit about that.
All right, so those you see in that message structure is a church in the community, and these people have been sleeping there since 2021. Because since 2021, the issue has been there. So those who were affected, the church had to now accommodate them. And now that those at the seaside have also been totally wiped out, most people are now coming into the church to seek refuge. When you pass along the road of Amusini Kalakope, Agapeti, Blekisi, you could see people mounting tents just close to the road because that's the only place they can mount their tent to be safe from both the lagoon and the sea. And these tents are some have even gone bad due to the harsh weather conditions in that area. The wind, the sun, all is affecting them. So most of them now are now calling for the completion of the housing project started somewhere in 2024 because they believe if that is done, although it is around the lagoon side, if that is done, at least they could have a place to lay their head before, if a permanent relocation is done, then they can have some fees.
All right, Desmond, thank you so much for your time this morning. Grateful that you could join us and keep following the story for us. So if you have any updates, you can come back to share with us. So, I
remember that trip that I spoke to you about, that some colleagues and I went to Keta. We went to Fort Presenstein, and we were speaking to the locals there, and we asked them, where do they live? Then they showed us that they used to live, and they would point into the sea, like somewhere in the middle of the sea used to be their home, but it's been eroded gradually, and so it's kept pushing them back. And so they're really, really looking forward to the sea defense wall to prevent any further erosion. Because like from where we were standing, half of the fort had also been eroded and washed away by the sea. And yeah, so I mean, I have firsthand, I've seen it. People point, oh, I used to live there, like somewhere in the middle of the sea. I'm like, what? So yes, they have called for appeals several times, and so I'm hoping that one day, or as the president has gone there himself and has promised them a sea defense project, that it would be completed, because since 2021, that's interesting. Okay, so we have a resident, Gideon Tete, on the line. Good morning, Gideon, and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Good morning.
Tell us about your ordeal. Are you part of those who have been affected since 2021?
Yes, actually, I'm also one of the people who are displaced. And when you come to our community, that is Amutinu Salakope. Our house is one of the biggest house in the community that has been displaced. So I'm also a victim.
So where have you taken shelter now?
We moved to the other side of the road. So at the opposite side of the road, or the other side of the sea, there is a little land over there. So we went there to do some temporary sheds over there to, lay down ourselves.
What do you do for work, or what's the preoccupation of people who live in Salakope?
Salakope is a fishing community where we go for fishing and we come back. That's what we do.
How has this affected your livelihoods?
This devastation has really affected our livelihood because as we speak now, the people of Salakope Mutinu are no more going for fishing, because during the destruction of the tidal wave, many boats have been broken down by the sea. Many nets have been broken down by the sea. Even the outboard motors that they use have been taken away. So many properties have been taken away by the sea. I said this because this thing actually happens in the night. It is not by day. It happens in the night. Unaware. You will be there and it will just come inside, and before you realize pick your things, the sea has taken things away. So it's really affect the livelihood of everybody, even including children that we have in the community now. Because since their parents cannot go for work, cannot go for fishing and get anything, women cannot go and buy fish again and go to market and sell and have any income. You see, the children too are affected, and they cannot even have enough money to take care of their children to go to school. So that is the biggest problem that we have in our community now.
What has been the assurances from authorities, right? Because we know early last year, when this government assumed office, one of the first trips the president took was to the area to assess the level of damage. Even this year, he's made stops in certain parts of the Volta region to assess the work done as far as sea defense war are concerned. Are you convinced by this administration's pledge to deal with this issue for you?
Thank you very much. I'm very, very, very much convinced about it. Because as this thing started since 2021, and we are pleading for the previous government led by Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia regime, we pleaded, demonstrated, do all sort of things that our lives are in danger, our properties are going. We pleaded them to come to our rescue. We didn't even hear anything from them. We didn't even hear a word. We don't even see anybody who even come to us and then said, oh, we are sorry, or we are trying to do. There is nothing like that. But immediately, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama came into power. He quickly rushed over there. Even before he came into power, when this thing happened, he came down to the community and sympathized with the people, even make donations to the people. That is our Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Before he came into power, he quickly rushed down to the community, see how things are going. And he said within a few minutes, he will do all what he can do for the construction to continue as the second phase. And as we speak now, it comes to existence.
Wow.
That is working in the community. And now the sea defense that they are putting down is now reclaiming the land that has been taken away. Anyway, our properties, our livelihood, everything has been destroyed by the sea. But we are much grateful now and we are happy. Even though we don't have all the things that are gone for us. But now we are okay and we are happy because the land or what we want, crying for so many years, in this time of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, it has been fulfilled. So we are so much grateful and we are so much happy for him. As he said it, he done it. He is in control. And the surprise one is, in this, he said it, they started the work. He came to supervise the work himself.
Yeah.
In last 2 or 3 weeks, recently, he came to the community himself to see actually what they are doing and see the change that he wants in this. And really, it happens and it's going on.
What are the contractors saying to you, right, as far as the work is concerned? Are there any deadlines or timelines, I must say, for completion?
Oh, okay. Actually, from when the time that the president came to task force for the construction, they let us know that it is a 4-year project.
Okay.
A 4-year project which the groins will be fixed inside the sea to protect the land and to reclaim the land. So when those things are done, we'll have a place where we'll have markets. They will build facilities in it, like schools, market sites, coach stores, houses. Those are the things, those are the plans that are in all these things that they're doing. So we are so hoping for the 4 years to come, because this thing was awarded, this contract was awarded last year and started, and it's going on. So we are hoping for the 4 years to come as the deadline for us to see what they said they will do for us. And really the thing is on and they are doing it. So we still have the hope that they will finish it and do it well.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. Grateful that you could join us. We'll be following this story keenly, and we'll be glad to come back again to report on the updates as far as progress is concerned. Thank you very much. So you heard the resident in the area who called to share his appreciation to the administration, largely for the work they've done in keeping with their promise. And we are being told also that the construction of the sea defense is to take a period of 4 years. So we'll be keeping an eye on it. But in between, residents are also calling for some relief items, because for some of them, their valuables have been destroyed from the raging seawater, right? So they need help. And so if you are watching and you are touched by the story, you can contact the local assemblies there and help in showing love to our brothers and sisters who have been caught up in this rather unfortunate circumstance. We'll take a quick break. When we are back, we have our nutrition segment with Enna, and of course, there's sports afterwards. Don't go away.
Family pressure can feel heavy, especially when love comes wrapped in expectations. But how do you honor your family without losing your voice? On Lifeline this week, we're having an honest conversation about handling family pressures, setting boundaries with respect, choosing your own timing, and living the life that fits your purpose.
The importance of family cannot be overemphasized, but sometimes the influence of family can feel like a pressure and can even be overwhelming. Talk to us about the areas family can sometimes try to interfere.
So you have areas like marriage.
Okay.
Your family wants, even if they don't want to choose a partner, sometimes they want to be able to tell you where not to marry from. Or where to preferably marry from. In some families, you're actually told, you're given a few families to pick from. You need to understand that boundaries are important and that you can still set them respectfully.
Make a date with Bishop Fred Quenchimensa on Tuesday at 10 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
This week on The Upside Down Show, outspoken and seasoned journalist Paul Adam Ocheri sits down with Frema Edunyame for a bold and revealing conversation from political neutrality in the media to matters of law and national discourse.
People believe that a journalist shouldn't take sides.
But why so? Why should journalists be? Why shouldn't lawyers be neutral? Why should a journalist be neutral? Journalist is like anyone else.
Did you want to be a lawyer at some point, or you just needed the knowledge?
Yes, I studied law. I have a law degree from the University of Ghana as an LLB.
Okay.
I was the second batch of the postgraduate students in 2001.
Okay. So where did all those stories come from?
It's people. It's up to them.
He speaks candidly and without restraint.
If I'm not a lawyer, Kwame Ahoy, they call him law professor, he too is not a lawyer.
Are you going to watch the World Cup in the US? Will you go?
I am still not used to a World Cup being played in different countries. I like to watch World Cups in England. In 2002's World Cup, I watched in England.
England is the home of football.
They will set up Trafalgar Square.
Yeah.
They will set up all of those beautiful places.
So will you go this year? Are you thinking about it?
I would want to. I'll see the Ghana-England game at home. I'm planning to have people with me to see it.
Make a date this and every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
From Accra to Buenos Aires, from Lagos to London, the world is locking in for the greatest football spectacle on earth, the 2026 FIFA World Cup. But before the first whistle cuts through the noise, there's a deeper rhythm to the game. Every badge carries history, every player brings a story, every number means something. Welcome to World Cup Central, only on Channel 1 TV.
Hello and welcome to another episode of World Cup Central right here on Channel 1 TV.
Your home of football intelligence with African energy and global perspective. We're taking you beyond the highlights, from powerful eye-opening stats to sharp breakdowns of every qualified nation to insights that change how you see the beautiful game.
Their first appearance was in 1930 and their best finish at the World Cup was third place in 1930. That was a long time ago.
I'm high and I'm getting.
Hello everybody, welcome to Vox Pop Central. Who brought cocoa to Ghana?
Cocoa na Mama Tisro.
T-R-A.
Ghana Registers Association.
Do due diligence.
Two due diligence.
I was like, how?
Two due diligence.
You bamboozled me.
You scatter me.
Hey, what about them? We the one who scatter them. What do you call the song you sing to make baby sleep?
We have many songs like Baby Careful in Bomamiete.
Because hey!
Ete like me nation habu Eshima Papa.
What the?
Amekoma ye habu foi.
Okay, foi.
So, whether it's a school, market, lorry station, or wherever I may find you, when you see me, Murife, don't run, don't run, don't run.
Vox Pop Central airs Thursdays at 7 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
Yes, I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. This is Face to Face, and you're welcome.
I say very often on the floor of Parliament that when we were in government, we got some things right, we got some things wrong.
Are you still planning to go to Parliament, or you want to look at National Party office position?
No, I'll be going back to Parliament. There's an unfinished business which I need to do.
Sports has 3 legs: development, management, and promotion.
Disintegration is extreme. We do not wish that even on your worst enemy.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
You're welcome back. This is Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Enu Safo. I don't know if you've heard about this story where we're told this week that Chofi is unhealthy for us for a number of reasons. And there's a video on that. I don't know if the video is ready, but I'd like to pick Jude's thoughts on Chofi. But before then, let's quickly watch this report that was filed.
Pick my thoughts.
I want
the report. You watch
so
it again.
we'll watch the report first. So let's watch the report, and we'll come and have a discussion on that.
It is the turkey still. Well, you may know it as Chofi. I'm in Sawom, where often you would find commuters and residents consuming the protein. But the question is, are they aware of the saturated fat in this protein? And of course, the health risks associated?
It was a busy morning in Nsawam, a major commercial hub for Chofi in Ghana's eastern region. For Lucia Jewa, who was visiting the area after a long while, the sight of the Chofi neatly displayed looked too appetizing to resist, prompting her to satisfy her craving.
Me buy Nsawam me be serobi. By me twem no Chofi no na attract me na me pese me tobi. Me wi bi a chedo ba na dey ase. Me who the way all the way na kata na attract me tin na mpese me ntobi na.
Bi so say enye healthy fats bebre o me tin na nsem bebre wo dey na wate afa ho.
Oh, sa no mu kan dey but ade de ntu ye nde ntu to me guy because of fat ntu onre. We actually na why didn't fine. Ntu no like I feel say Mary.
Aside from Lucy, who chose to pair hers with yam, many others prefer eating the delicacy with bread. Despite repeated health warnings, Janet, who has been selling the delicacy for decades, insists the concerns are unfounded.
Me ton Chofi so 25 years ni. Enye ya de shayemma. Yes ramu ye hu se Chofi ayeda. Chofi na wanda it misi wa 1 year.
But is there any truth in these claims by the traders?
The little quantity you have is a lot of energy for you to store to gain weight. And excess of fat also, when it's stored in your body, can cause the cholesterol to go higher and you'll be predisposed to heart issues because they can easily cause your blood pressure to go high. They can even block your cells and you will not have ease of transaction going on in between the various cells. So easy to gain weight when you eat a lot of toffee, easy for you to have heart issues, easy for you to have hypertension.
Since 1999, turkey tail, also known as toffee, has been banned in Ghana due to its high fat content, with the Food and Drugs Authority issuing fresh reminders in May 2026, urging the public to avoid it. The ban also restricts the importation and sale of poultry products containing more than 15% fat as part of efforts to reduce obesity, high cholesterol, and cardiovascular disease. The FDA maintains that the importation and sale of turkey tail remain illegal and prohibited. However, questions remain about how the product still finds its way onto the market.
If you are broaching the bawai, you panicho, you go adwuma Ghana haya na esi. Ana mokoje. Na se fie ya goto if you are broaching ya goto habo na ya bechi. Na ya chi a
But why do these gaps persist, with the product remaining accessible on the market?
Now, if you go to Tema, the entry point, you will not get this product coming in knowingly, like with officers looking on. Sometimes you may get some importers themselves mixing some of these things with the other products that they may be bringing. And because these are frozen products, it is not that easy to see.
Well, the next time you decide to go for toffee, health practitioners say just think twice. Because behind that irresistible aroma and sizzling taste could be a dangerous threat to your health. For Channel One News, I am Manuel Ayama.
This
is the first time I'm seeing toffee being put in bread. Because what I know is that
it goes with yam.
It goes with fried yam.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't eat it.
You've never had turkey tail?
I've had turkey tail, but I've not had it the way they do it.
Oh, but
where it's very red and I actually fried turkey at home. It's one of the things I do very well. But I was shocked to the bone when I saw that people put it in bread and they chew it.
It's a delicacy. I remember when I used to live in Kumasi, young me. That was one of the things I always looked forward to traveling with my mom to get to Nsawam to have toffee and fried yam.
But my bigger concern is, and I'll be joining us shortly, so she will share the nutritious or otherwise aspects of this, right?
Yeah.
The scientific aspect to this.
Yeah.
But my point is that if this has been banned for how many years now, how are we still bringing it into the country? We need to ask very serious questions to the people manning our ports. Because if you are telling me this has been banned for how long, why are we still bringing them in? Or is it that they make them here? Right? So I think there are very serious questions that we need to find out on how this is becoming a thing. But hey, you won't find me eating turkey in any way.
The man is enjoying his turkey, with his bread.
We have Anna joining us in a very lovely outfit. And good morning, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
You. I'm good.
The turkey people say that if you believe that it is unhealthy, don't eat it. Nobody has forced you, but they keep selling it. Are you worried?
Very worried because this is more of public health concern. So why are we eating the toffee? When we buy the yam, are we buying protein? Is the toffee supposed to be a namu ayede kaho? The protein part of. So if it is supposed to be the protein we are adding to the carbohydrate, then that is not protein, that is fats. Fats with very high content of saturated fats. Okay. So when we talk of fats, not as if fat is not good. Fat is good. Okay. When you are planning a balanced meal, fat is part of it, and it's very essential for a meal. But the kind of fats, so we have the good fats and the bad fats. The bad fats normally being the saturated fats. The unsaturated fats we know is very good. Even that we have to reduce the amount. It has to be taken in a smaller amount because it is dense with energy. Just a gram of any fat gives you 9 calories. Okay, so that makes it very, very good. And why it's this very bad? Saturated fats, it's that bad because it leads to cholesterol in the body. The LDL that we always try to bring it down, when you take a lot of that, and it's rather gives you more of the LDL that will affect you, that impact, that has a negative impact on your heart or on your health. Okay. So if you are going for chofi is very delicious because of the fat content.
Okay.
Turkey is nice.
They're off.
Turkey is very nice.
Is it like boneless turkey?
It's the
tail.
fatty
Aspect
tail.
of, okay.
That
So
is where the animal stores its fats. Okay. So it is the fatty gland of the animal, of the turkey. So it's very nice.
So and it's just that part of the turkey, because turkey normally is lean meat, right?
Turkey is very lean.
Yes.
Even the turkey wings,
yes,
is not that bad compared to the tail. So the tail is the fatty parts. And if you are going for that, you know, the fat component of every meat is very nice. If you have chicken and we say remove the skin, everybody is like, that's the nice part. Okay. So if you have the wings is also nicer than the chicken breast. So therefore the tail will be the nicest. And I don't remember the last time I took, but I remember those days when I was very young, I took some and I know it's very, very nice. Yesterday, preparing for this, I was looking for some, but I didn't get. Okay, so that I could bring it for us to share and discuss. But turkey tail, you have to go beyond your taste bud. You have to eat knowing that the food is supposed to nourish your body. But if you are eating this kind of food, that will negatively impact your heart and your immune system. Why would you go for? And again, the fats, the oil they will use to fry this will further destroy the not so good food, because this food, they will not throw away their oil. They will reuse over and over. And you know, to make the turkey tail, the chofi, nicer, when you steam it, scoop the oil and use that oil to fry. That is the nicest. And so somebody who understands catering and who understands this business will use the oil that they have scooped after steaming. After steaming it, the oil that settles on top, that most of the time when we want to make food good, we will say that after you have steamed, skip off the oil and throw it away. They will use it to fry, and that makes it so delicious.
Do they add like spices and other things to it?
Of course, to make it tasty, you season it with your ginger, your garlic, your onion, I learned they add color. That I don't know, but I know that if you deep fry, you get this red color. Okay. But some might, that I don't have any evidence, so I cannot buy. Deep frying it in its own oil, makes it a very, very harmful food to take.
Between this and pork, is there a lesser evil as far as our guts or our health is concerned?
Okay, so this is turkey tail. Okay, I don't know which part of the pork you are comparing it to.
No, I know the way they do the fried sausage.
Yes. Yes, but this, as I know, will be more harmful. The pork, if you are going for the lean parts, or even if you are going for the full pork that has meat and fat in between, it's okay. Not so good, but comparing the two, this is the fat gland itself. So this has more. So when you compare this with recommendations, okay, from the standard authorities,
FDA.
even in other countries and Ghana as well, for saturated fat, allowed saturated fat in a meal, okay, should be less than 5 grams, okay. But that is, you are using about 100 grams to do the analysis. But turkey tail will give you between 8 to 9. Okay, some versions will give you 7.9. So between 8 to 9, even 5 is harmful per our standard authorities. So if you are going for, and that is very small, if you're using 100 gram, 100 gram is very small. So if you want to indulge, you will take about 300, 400 grams of the chufi to know that you have taken chufi. And for a male, the allowed quantity of saturated fat is 30 grams. Okay, so let's say that if you are taking 300 grams of chufi, that is not so much. You are almost taking your allowed saturated fat for the day.
For the day, wow.
And the yam will also give you some amount of saturated fat because of the oil. And throughout the day, because saturated fat is spread throughout almost every food. Even if you take avocado, it has some amount of saturated fat. If you are taking coconut oil is dense with saturated fat. That is why I always say it is not supposed to be daily use. Palm oil. So it is, you have them in almost every food. So if you are taking one food or one meat that is dense with saturated fat, then you should be very careful. You should know that you are harming the body. And see, you will not burn it.
Really?
Oh no.
That kind of fat cannot be burned?
Before you burn it, you have destroyed. Every fat, when it is too much in the body, after the body has taken what it needs, it is stored, okay, in the form of fats.
That's what makes us put on weight.
But this one will attack your cholesterol.
Okay.
This one will impact your LDL. This one will affect your heart. And how many hours are you going to stand on the tread or walk, or what exercise are you really going to do to burn? So that pleasure of 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of eating that meal, will you choose that pleasure over long-term effect on your body, on your health? And high cholesterol or high LDL will definitely impact your heart. We are talking about heart attack. We are talking about stroke. We are talking about harmful diseases that affect the heart. And because the brain is also full of fat, giving the brain the right kind of fat is key. So fat is good, but making sure you choose the right kind of fat is all what we're talking about. Turkey wings, okay, why don't you go for the wings? It's better than the. Why don't you go for the lean? The lean, because the lean has no fat or doesn't have much fat, The lean is not as tasty. But will we allow the tongue to harm us that much? So turkey tail, yes. So turkey tail in all, I don't know what will make turkey tail a go-to. That we want to fight to.
The taste.
Yes, it's the taste. Once I always say that once in a while, where once in a while might mean once in 3, 6, 1 year, you can indulge. But if it is regularly consumed, it becomes harmful once in a while. But there are people who almost every week will get the turkey tail, or every week will get the kind of pork that is
has fat on
the
it.
fatty parts, okay? Daily, they would want something fried, or the fatty. Do you know when you go to the chop bar and you are buying fufu, you want to go for tolo beef. You want to really eat the fatty part of it, because it's so nice. So fat is very nice. I think that is what is making people find it difficult. I don't know how cheap it is, so I can't compare.
Yeah, because it's imported, right? And we are being told that it is significantly cheaper than the chicken that we buy.
Okay.
So it makes economic sense for some of these street vendors, street food vendors to buy and sell, right? And also because it's a delicacy.
It is. I am not sure it's because of the cost. It's more because of the taste. We go for it for the taste.
Yeah.
Because some people who can afford will still go for, because they enjoy it.
Yeah.
But you know, there's also the argument that it makes economic sense, right? Because there are some classes of people who not. I mean, I may be wrong, right? But I don't see some people stopping by a trophy stand to buy, unless maybe serve at a certain place. So the economics aspect of it is that it's easier to buy, right? So like, yeah, a head potter, for example, selling yam, why not yam and chicken, for example? Because maybe people won't buy the chicken in traffic.
No, you see, where there's a will,
there's a way.
There's always a way. When you understand that this is harmful, maybe now in your 20s, 30s, you will not
indulge, see
the impacts. But later you will see that it is affecting you negatively. Heart attack doesn't know
your taste buds.
Yes, it doesn't even know the kind of person, whether rich or not so rich. So whatever you are eating, so far as you have been informed that it is not good.
Yes.
Yes. How about egg? Okay, now we all like the kusiani moko. At least that also can be the protein attached to the yam. But it is really the taste. It is the taste that is killing us. It is not. So the turkey tail is very, very high in saturated fats. When you read, you know that they always use an adjective that will emphasize on the fact that it is very high. Okay, so if you are going for healthy options, if you are going for protein, though it has some amount of protein, the fat, the harm it does to the body is way more than the protein you get from it. And knowing that they mostly fry the meat with the meat's own oil that has been scooped off. And you know, when oil is or heat is introduced to oil or fat for a prolonged time, it becomes the most harmful thing you can give to your body. So apart from the steaming period that the heats brought that out, now you are going to put this on a dry heat. Okay, you are going to use it to fry. Though you use the regular oil, they add it to the regular oil. Right. It is very, very harmful. Yeah. So why would you do
And talking about skimming off oil, I know that people skim, so when they make palm nut soup, that oil, they skim it and use it as palm oil.
Okay.
Is that also dangerous?
Okay. So palm oil, we will always say, palm oil is also rich in saturated fat. So we will always say that you use just a minimum, but that is not as harmful as this. That is not harmful. That is oil extraction.
Okay.
Okay. So most of the time, that is why the best form of oil is the cold press.
Cold press.
That has not been introduced to heat.
Heat at all.
Okay. So if you're going for coconut oil, the cold press is better than our regular coconut oil on the market. Okay. If you're going for olive oil, the cold press is always better. Okay. So the premium is the cold press. Okay. But the regular ones, we take them in very small quantity. Oil itself, because even a gram, it's so high, because it's dense with energy. Oil is supposed to be taken in a very small quantity. Reason why we always advocate for the abom, that you don't stew your food, you just add a little oil. But we are not crucifying oil, we are crucifying saturated. So this kind of fats that we get in this meat in question makes it very, very harmful. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There was a debate on social media around chofi, right? And why it makes sense for a regulated approach rather than, and I'm trying to dig out some of the posts. But essentially, one argument I saw was that a lot of people are connected to the chain, right? And despite the repeated warnings of it being illegal, people are involved in it. So my question is, it is almost impossible to say people should stop eating it. So are there any healthier ways we can indulge in it? So for example, if I cheat and I eat maybe 2 or 3 in a day, when I hit the gym in a certain form or shape, am I fine? I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
So every food can be made available to you. Having the right nutrition understanding is key. Bible says, all things are permissible, but not all things are beneficial.
Are true.
All things are permissible, but I will not be enslaved by any.
No, preach on.
Okay.
No, Charlie,
so
fire that.
It is permissible, even if it is permissible.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you know that this is not good for your body. This body, you want it to live 80 years, 90 years to achieve your dreams. You don't want to be bedridden. Oh God. Somebody in our environment just came to hospital, had lots of discussion, very healthy, go sleep, evening, has no husband. So nobody came in. Like if she had a husband, the husband would have known the wife was in trouble. Only a neighbor knowing that no, the car is parked. And normally she leaves home to work at this time. Let's go and check. When they went, she had been gone more than 24 hours.
Wow.
In this Ghana here?
This Ghana. And this happens.
A lot.
In fact, the way heart attack, stroke. A lady was going to drop the daughter, the children, and in traffic. Thank God it affected the legs, but she was using the right
to drive. She was like shattered.
She was in
paralyzed
motion.
in one part of the body.
Yes. So she was able to use the right to maneuver and go off. Stroke. Okay. So if you are privileged, you see, most of the time for me, when I get up in the morning and I'm able to walk, take some few steps, because how many times are we able to go to the gym? No, please, don't deceive yourself.
I don't down there 100%.
So you don't do stuff that will put you in a very tight condition. Even if you can gym every day, you should know that fat is good for the heart. So the type of fat you give, I have a cat, the type of food you give your cats, even a cat, is telling how the cat is growing. Okay, how you nourish this body. So, yes, it is good. People cannot afford, really, they can afford the healthier option. So if you make it available and somebody, because of their business and what they will get from it, they don't want to ban it. Sometimes I even wonder if they eat it themselves. But they know that a certain class of people would want it. So they will want to bring it. You should know that I will not defile this body. I will not destroy this body. I will not overindulge in stuff that will put me at a very bad position one day. Let me tell you a story. When I was a very young officer, that time I was doing my service. So my boss was the one leading the consults, and a doctor friend called that, I'm asking my friend to come and see you. I have been talking to him about this, but he doesn't want to change. But today when I saw the BP, Madam, let him know that he's killing himself. So this guy came with attitude. Of course, the friend has really, there are those who are forced to see a dietitian. So come sit in a posture that will tell you, say whatever you want to say. So his was pork and fried yam in the night. That is what he does with, that is how he and his friends meet in the nights for business deals. So, Madam, you cannot stop me from doing this. So after a long period of conversation, my boss just told him, look, I'm giving you 2 weeks. You'll be brought in. You cannot walk. With this kind of BP, you'll be brought in. If you don't take care, you'll be brought in with full stroke or mouth stroke, but we choose mouth for you. And he left with that attitude. 2 weeks now, so.
Wow. He was brought back to the
Just
hospital.
1 week, he was brought in.
On a stretcher?
Yes. Thank God it was a mild stroke, but he was in the hospital for 6 months. Okay.
Wow.
So I always use him to advise people who think, I cannot stop this, I cannot. When your BP is up there, 180, and I really remember that story because we all were all like, we told you so. And whatever happens, thank God, it wasn't even a heart attack that killed him. So when certain things are the build-up of chronic diseases that are harmful, dreadful, you don't go for. The government will not just jump and say, I'm spoiling somebody's business. No, he is talking, they are thinking about public health.
The public health, yeah, true.
Yes, because you want to maintain a healthy human resource. Okay, so therefore it is not about business, it is about health. And for health reasons, Chofi is not a healthier option, no matter the argument. So far as it is the fat gland, no matter how you say you cut the fat off before steaming, after cutting it off, you can't eat anything else apart from fat. Even the smaller duck meat, and the duck meat is where is the part of the muscles that's the bird stores its fat. So when you even eat chicken or when you have chicken, the healthier, the most lean part is the chicken breast. Okay, the legs are the duck meats, so they store fats over there. So when you are thinking about lean cuts of turkey, when you are thinking about the fatty part of turkey, the tail comes, the wings or the skin, and for the lean it is off. But there's the duck meat. Okay, so the tail, the skin, the duck meat, and then the breast is ignored because it's not fatty. So the meat that you think you are getting in the tail area, that is the fat, the duck meat, and that is also fatty. Okay. So if you say that I'm even taking the fat off, the meat in there, of course, has absorbed a lot of fat. So take it once in a while. If it is a delicacy, then once in a while, let your once in a while be once in 6 months.
And time is far gone, but I think your point has been well made. And
Yeah.
It's not even something I do anyway, but I've been reinforced in my belief that this is not good. I don't think that will get out of our system anytime soon. But what we can do is to talk about it, to enlighten the public, in the interest of an improved and sustained public health. Thank you so much, Enna. We are so grateful as always that you join us for these really, really important updates, and particularly today when you had your own troubles, but you still showed up. We are really, really grateful. We'll take a quick break. When we are back, we have sports right here on Sunday Breakfast with Bernard Abekwatri. You don't want to miss that. Chelsea has a new coach. I'm back. So we'll be back after the break. Don't go away.
Welcome to The Point of View. This is your favorite current affairs show here on Channel 1 Television. On The Point of View, we pick the right topics, get the right guests, and ask them relevant questions on issues that matter to you.
With the complexities of the issues happening around us on a daily basis, it's the hard-hitting conversations and the probing questions of The Point of View.
So what is the Public Account Committee's job?
So what we do is to scrutinize, clarify, and find out why certain infractions have been made.
What do these IMF programs try to do?
The current program is for budget support.
Okay.
There are no projects attached.
That teases apart the twisted entanglements of politics and governance, as well as religious and social discourse. The Point of View brings you the policymakers and duty bearers and drills down to the very bottom of issue.
What authority do you have?
The Point of View airs every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
This week on The Upside Down Show, outspoken and seasoned journalist Paul Adam Ocheri sits down with Frema Edunyame for a bold and revealing conversation from political neutrality in the media to matters of law and national discourse.
People believe that a journalist shouldn't take sides.
But why so? Why should journalists be? Why shouldn't lawyers be neutral? Why should a journalist be neutral? Journalist is like anyone else.
Did you want to be a lawyer at some point, or you just needed the knowledge?
Yes, I studied law. I have a law degree from the University of Ghana as an LLB.
Okay.
I was the second batch of the postgraduate students in 2001.
Okay. So where did all those stories come from?
It's people. It's up to them.
He speaks candidly and without restraint.
If I'm not a lawyer, Kwame Ahoy, they call him law professor, he too is not a lawyer.
Are you going to watch the World Cup in the US? Will you go?
I am still not used to a World Cup being played in different countries. I like to watch World Cups in England. In 2002's World Cup, I watched in England.
England is the home of football.
They'll set up Trafalgar Square.
Yeah.
They'll set up all of those beautiful places.
So will you go this year? Are you thinking about it?
I would want to. I'll see the Ghana-England game at home. I'm planning to have people with me to see it.
Make a date this and every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Welcome back. It's now time for sports. Bernard Abekwatri joins us in studio for the very latest in the world of sports.
Yeah.
No, Zabi Alonso.
Oh, Charlie.
No, Alonso.
Oh, Charlie.
You know, Bane, okay, yeah.
Really?
Bane, okay, yeah. Alonso. Oh, Charlie. No, the guy come.
Yeah.
No, Alonso come out.
What exactly is he going to add to
Alonso,
Chelsea? Yeah,
he's going to add everything.
For us, the uninformed.
No, the question is, what won't he add? Because the adding there is adding everything. He's adding expertise, he's adding goals, he's adding trophies, he's adding player development. Let me leave it to Abeku to talk about it.
I thought we'd start from Ghana and go international, but let's start international and come home.
Absolutely, look. I think Chelsea's gotten it right with this manager. He's young, he's ambitious, he wants to win, and it's the most important because you look at the managerial stream and the space as it stands now, and the caliber or level of managers we have. I mean, I think he's trying to. He's of that Enzo Maresca, level, trying to distinct himself. He goes to somewhere they've not done it before, and he goes and he wins it. The only problem I have is whether the Chelsea guys are going to listen to him, and play for him. He needs to find a way, like Ruben Amorim did, to get the canker out, the bad guys who leak games, match their list to the media through a barber. He needs to get those guys out. He needs to get people who are the squad we learned at the point was divided into two, the English side and the Spanish guys. He needs to learn to bridge the gap. He needs to focus and bring glory to this club and understand the vision of the owners. Maresca was not performing bad. What got him out of the job was not being on the same level with the club owners. Then we can talk about even Thomas Tuchel. It was the politics that got him out. It was not as if he was a bad manager. Mauricio Pochettino, same situation. So I feel I listened to what he says. By July 1, he's starting this job. He's hopeful that he comes into the job with the vision of winning trophies. But if that's the thought of the owners of the club, fair. But if that's not, they feel they are in the next phase of this whole project they are doing. And the next phase is to win trophies. And I felt Chelsea were not far off that phase. And maybe the owners are now realizing that this is the phase we are. And we need to help this football club by getting it to where it deserves. Because in the Premier League, there's a reason why players are not buying clubs in England. The league is a difficult one. So you find Sergio, for former Real Madrid guy, buying a team in Spain. You find Sergio Ramos. You find Thomas Partey buying a team in Spain. You find Cristiano Ronaldo buying a team in Spain. There's a reason. The Premier League has its own politics that it plays, and it descends to the managerial space as well. So if you are not that kind of manager that would understand the owners, you always struggle. The Zembo has also been at Manchester United, where we've seen Ruben Amorim standing saying he's a manager because he wants to take certain decisions. Decisions are not going this way. Then the owners think like, look, we employed you and told you are a head coach. So I think he needs to understand the politics in England once he's played there as a player before. And I feel this is going to rekindle the Liverpool-Chelsea rivalry even the more, because he's an ex-Liverpool player, and he goes to take the Chelsea job. Liverpool wanted him at a point, but for Arne Slot not wanting to go, the owners feel, look, we've given him money. He's not been able to prove his worth. I think if we leave this chain over for another manager, he's also going to ask for players, and then the chain is going to continue. So, stay in that space and make it work.
Maresca was number 2 to Pep Guardiola for a long time. Then he went to Leicester, did quite well with Leicester, and now ended up at Chelsea. He had a fairly decent record. I think the most notable game was winning the Club World Cup, beating PSG in an emphatic manner, right? And he had some stature as a player coming into the team, right? Then there was...
you mean as a manager?
As a player, and even as a manager, based on the background. Then, he left. Then we had Prof coming. Oh, Charlie, shout outs to Prof Rosinoir. Prof also came in. Rosinoir came in as well.
He's a manager. I think he had not gotten there before they gave him that job.
So you can say I was also going to say something similar, right? And even with his playing career, he didn't really
excel or stand out.
He didn't stand out, right? He was a fairly decent player,
average.
right? And even his managerial career, like you alluded to, there wasn't that kind of experience for a big job like Chelsea. But you can't say same for Alonso, because he comes into this job with some stature as a player. You know, played very well for Liverpool, for Bayern Munich, for Real Madrid, won the Champions League with Liverpool, won it with Real Madrid, I believe, won the leagues in all the countries he went to.
He said something, prior to taking this Chelsea job. He said he feels he didn't go into the Real Madrid job at the right time. He felt he took the wrong job because of the ego at Madrid, because players thought they were bigger. If they saw him, what have you to show in terms of?
But he won the league unbeaten in Germany.
Respect. But the Madrid culture is different. The players are a little arrogant, right? They feel if you are coming, you should be a big manager.
It's the biggest as a manager, job in not football, right? It's the biggest club job in football.
I think Chelsea is a good space for him to excel. They are younger players like he had at that Bayern Leverkusen where he won a trophy with. And if the players are, my only problem is, will they listen to him? If they are going to listen to him, Chelsea are going to be a force to reckon with, because they are young. He's not a manager who's fading. He's still gotten that football knowledge in terms of coaching fresh and all of that. So I have a feel that he goes into this job and gets the job done if the players are with him. And he knows how to do that. I recall his days at Bayern Leverkusen. He carried the squad they see him as a father figure, a legend in that fold and all of that. The Madrid culture is different. I feel like Chelsea will be able to excel.
Yesterday, you still want to talk about Chelsea?
I'm fine. If you leave me, I'll go the whole day, so it's fine.
Yesterday, Antoine Semenyo did an amazing job with his team. And they won. Pardon?
Oh, the day to score.
Yeah, well, I know. Tell us about that.
I think the spectacle was when he took off his medal and hung there around his mom's neck and kissed the wife. That's it. That's job done. That's job done because you combine his goal contribution from AFC Bournemouth to Manchester City, he's the third in this league. He deserves all kind of pampering. That's why I start from that space. And he's played his heart out. You can see he's a true professional. He's had struggles in life. Look, he's been rejected by clubs, but he come into this club, plays under the best manager in the world. You have to show off. And showing off is winning this. And this is the FA Cup, the most prestigious in the space, And winning it puts him in that bracket and scoring for Manchester City under Pep.
And it's even the manner in which he scored, right? The goal was a very well-taken goal. Showed a lot of style, skill, and ball knowledge to tuck it away like that. So, it was against Chelsea. I had said on Panorama that I didn't expect Chelsea to win, even though I believe that in finals,
going to go to Chelsea
a
again,
different team show up. But it's a concerning for Chelsea that this is the 7th consecutive final that they've lost
today
in Wembley.
Fair point.
At Wembley.
Today that I decide not to go into the negative.
No. I want you to analyze the team.
You just want me to go there and say, I dislike Chelsea.
People are watching, so
people are watching.
We have to give them.
I should go there.
Give them a fair analysis.
I feel this club was never ready for a final. I feel it just found its way into the space. Of course, football never tells the full story, because you get a team that's struggling in a certain season. Well, you can also say the same for Manchester City. They struggled earlier on in the season, but you look at Manchester City's struggle. I think Chelsea even started better in the season, but City didn't. Then City picked up at a point. But for Chelsea, there was too much rumble, like a royal rumble happening in that football club, and going into the final only worsened the situation because there was no manager in the space. The players were all over. There've been series of managerial changes, and players are thinking about different tactical combinations up in their mind. So if you see certain key players in Chelsea's foot drop in form, it is because the hierarchy of the club decided to do that. I felt they were not ready for this final. I felt it was just going to take luck, nothing but luck for Chelsea to win, because the stopgap manager, McFarlane, he would need a bit of time, to make it work. The players believe in him. They see him even as a first team coach already, but it will take time for him to come into this space and get the team to win. And unfortunately, time was not on his side. So preparing the squad for the final, he had to because they were in there. But I don't think Chelsea were ready for any sort of final. I didn't think they were going to outplay Manchester City. I even think if Chelsea were going to play better in that final, City were still going to win. Because City needed to make a statement, for Pep, not starting the season well, getting to the final. They need a certain trophy because Arsenal is leading the league and Arsenal is going for the double, and the league is what City, I think, would have wanted to realistically win. So if there's a trophy in front of them and it's Chelsea, they have to go all out and win. I don't think Chelsea were ready for that final.
Amazing. Wow. Is there any other bits you want to touch on?
No, I don't want,
side. Should we come home?
No, I felt it's okay. City are deserving winners of this trophy. And for Chelsea, they will have to find a way, the start you mentioned, to turn it around. 7 finals. Sad. This is not Chelsea. This is not Chelsea.
To be fair,
So now that they have a new manager.
We lost the last 7 consecutive finals we've been to at Wembley, but we've also won the last 6 we've been in Europe, right? So give or take, I mean, we win the Club World Cup, we win the Champions League in 2021, but I agree with you largely. The team wasn't ready.
All right.
But talking about what is ready, to be fair, they were not also ready.
They were not ready.
Kofi Adams and Co. They were not
ready.
They were doing their own thing. But until recently, right?
We're going there.
I went on Panorama and I made a point that we don't contribute towards sports development in the country enough. And this is a problem with successive governments, not just this government. Because why are you soliciting money for Black Stars when you had an athletic competition to be taken care of? No funds had been paid whatsoever, and you were sitting there unconcerned. And I think people misinterpreted my argument to say that, I was giving government a leeway. And for me, it just told me a clear picture that people are angry about the way we treat sports in this country, right? And we need to tell the politicians in their face. I don't want to take the wind out of your sail. Have we improved?
We have not improved.
Really?
Yeah. What are we improving in? 7 good meals?
No, but even the general organization, right? Because now, when the competition started, for example,
Jude,
athletes didn't know their times. But at the very least now, they know their time.
Look, Jude. We need to be ready for international event. The moment it crosses the shores of the country, it's no more Ghana's concern. It's like we are representing Africa. It's like we have to set a certain standard. We hosted the CAN 2008. I don't think there was a lot of negative vibe about the tournament. Or that's one discipline. Again, this is a discipline that's only track and field. Whatever that's happening is track and field. It's not like the African Games where it was expanded, where we had other events and the number of disciplines was quite a lot. I feel we have to pay attention to our sports in general. We have to pay attention to our sports in general. By this time, what we've been talking about, the fund to help distribute money to our other discipline, it should be highly discussed in Parliament again. And look, the Black Stars, you can't fault them. The argument that you made, that in a period where we are struggling with our hosting of our latest event, we are raking a lot of cash for the Black Stars. We can't go. The Black Stars, this is their season. They did their best. They qualified for the World Cup. Corporate entities feel that when they put their monies in the Black Stars, is going to put us up, up there. I feel whatever that surrounded this organization contributed to our athletes and their performance in the space. I think we plan to fail. And it showed from the early stages of the tournament. Why am I saying so? If there's money for an event, and it's not... Look, I've covered a lot of Gusa games. So I know where these athletes have come from up until this level. I've seen organization respectfully, even at the Gusa level. I feel the moment this was crossing the shores of Ghana, we needed to pay attention. We needed not to be clearing materials for this event during the event.
Everything should have been done prior.
Then day one before the tournament commences, we do dry run, right? And see how events will pan out. Or 2 days to the event, athletes get the opportunity, especially even if it's Ghanaian athletes, get opportunity to feel the space, see how the timing system is. We needed to plan ahead. We planned to fail. Whatever embarrassment that started this competition, for me, took the shine off.
I think it's
whether we improved in the medal or what have you, we failed.
Yeah.
And we should go back and sit down and tell ourselves that, look, when it comes to talent, we don't claim we have talent. We do. I mean, we've seen I saw Janita Jiri far back when she was in level 100 at the University of Cape Coast. I know what she can do given this platform. Then the platform avails itself, and people are racing, and after the race, the same athletes go on a mini tap to look at who came first. 2026.
That one killed me.
Look, forget the meal and it plays a part in this whole thing, but put the meal aside. This should not be happening.
I understand that if care is not taken, that all of this could be scrapped because of the fact that we weren't able to display their times.
If you don't have the right time, it's cost 90. But like Jude says, during the course of the event, things were shaping up gradually. They were trying to put things in place to let us see that, we can still host this event. But like I say, you always have to start. I agree. In racing, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes you start poorly, you finish harder. But in terms of organization, we need to be always prepared.
Charlie,
thank you so much. It's been an amazing show. Let me quickly do a birthday message from Dorothy here at Channel 1 TV to her lovely son,
I also have one.
Leslie. God bless you. She says she loves you very much and that she wishes you good health, long life.
And also a happy birthday or belated birthday to Joseph Afadulabi, aka guess Indomie. Oh, Charlie. No, Joseph Afadulabi, happy belated birthday. He's with the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Calvary Congregation, Alogboshi. Today or yesterday marked a beautiful milestone in your life. We thank God for your life, your strength, your grace, and all the blessing He continues to bestow on you. May this new age bring you greater success, bigger wins, good health, long life,
and reading the whole thing. A happy birthday in advance to Nana Yao, our darling. God bless you.
We'll come and do it for you on the day.
Enjoy your day. Thank you so much for sticking and staying with us on Sunday Breakfast. We'll definitely see you next week right here on Channel 1 TV. Bye.
Welcome to Adoration on Channel 1 TV. This is the only show on TV that allows you to draw closer to God through worship and the Word. On Adoration, you can expect this one thing, that we're going to bring you stirring music that uplifts your faith, dynamic guest interviews with worship leaders from across the country, the globe even. So as we bring you worship today, just stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break, and I'll introduce to you who's leading us in worship today. My name is Edna Bright Davis. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Adoration on Channel 1 TV. Now, today we're going to have spirit-filled worship led by a group whose name is synonymous with worship. We have here, leading us in worship for the first time on Adoration, Pastor Yao Inchidazi and the Harvest Gospel Choir.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you on Adoration. Pastor Yao, how are you?
God's grace, I'm fine.
Well, I mean, the only time I'm this close to you on stage is when? Never, actually. I just see you doing, harvest praise and all that, just leading worship from a distance. So it's great to have you on Adoration.
When I'm not in your office.
Well, we're excited to have you today. Are you ready for us?
Yes, we are.
What should we expect this morning?
Well, we are just expecting that we'll lead you into the throne room of grace, and that you will partake of the blessings of the Lord before you leave. Yes.
Amen. Let's worship.
Thank you. We want to praise the name of the Lord. We know you know the song, but just join us as we sing it. Oh, Mema, always on time. You can't do no wrong, oh, Mema. You leave the 99 always for the one. Come on, are you ready, choir? Come on, everybody in the house. Oh, Mema. You